What's up, Jacob here. Today I'm gonna talk about my new boat. It is a Beavertail Mosquito, which is 18 feet and 2 inches. It's got a 70-inch beam, and it's actually wider in the front than it is in the back, which always confuses me. While I'm driving, I always think my boat's crooked, but it's really just how the boat's made. It says it drafts 5 inches, which all I know is I'm pretty sure I can literally get shallower in this boat than I could my Ginu, which is just crazy. And there's a few things that go into that, and I'll explain that later. It has a 15-gallon gas tank, and if I'm on full plane, I put in the NEMA 2000 setup to see my gas mileage, and it says I get about 6.5 miles per gallon when I'm idling. It's like sometimes 15, sometimes 11, just depends how fast I'm like idling. So this thing can go pretty dang long on that 15 gallons of gas. It says the gross weight is 540 pounds, which I believe that is before you put on the engine. I'm not sure how much the engine weighs, but all I know is this thing is very light. Now, how I could afford this when my YouTube channel is not even monetized, to be completely honest, I just got really lucky in crypto. And I decided to invest what money I made into this YouTube channel because it is what I love to do, and it's something that I just want to grow so badly so I can continue to do it more and more. That being said, let's go inside the boat and take a look at it. So starting from the front to the back, this thing had a Rodan on it, and I'm not sure if the Rodan was just broken or it's just not that good of a trolling motor, but I ended up replacing it and putting out a Minn Kota iPilot Terrova 55-pound 12-volt trolling motor on here, just because in my experience with Minn Kota, it's just the best trolling motor you can get, and I just did not enjoy the Rodan. This front deck is absolutely massive. I have already fished 2 people up here, and there's plenty of space for 2 people to fish up here. Got a little tiny rope guide right there. This front hatch it has is huge. There is a ton of space in here. Got the trolling motor battery up there. It's got the kill switch for it, the charger. I've got cast net in here, jacket because it's been cold. The gas tank is under here, and I've got my life jackets and my throwable here, as long as all of my safety equipment in here. And with all that, there is still a ton of space inside of this hatch. Lipped, and it has little places for the water to run through, so this stuff stays literally completely dry. One thing that is beautiful about Beavertails is they put little engraved SeaDek underneath all their hatches, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. The gas tank is right here. Got a 36-inch SeaDek ruler up here on the front, and I weigh like 140 pounds, and the stability of walking on the gunnels on this boat will honestly blow your mind. I can walk up and down them with ease, no problem. It came with a 22-foot push pull, and that is what these are for. You pull these out, and then the push pull goes right here on the edge. It's really nice to have it that it comes up and isn't always up for walking around this. It keeps it nice flush to the deck. Now, this doubles as a cooler as well as a live well, and I typically just bring my Yeti and use that as the cooler and always have this available to use as a live well if I want. It is absolutely massive. I believe it's an 18-gallon tank, and I have a few situations here. I bring this bucket just in case I have shrimp so that I can just aerate it with that, because I don't need the whole setup. It can sit there and just flush the water through. That is what it's built for. And then I also bought aftermarket this if I don't feel like leaving that on constantly. Obviously, this is a seat for a passenger, and it is insanely comfortable. I've had my brother up here, and he said in some chop he could barely even feel anything, and it felt great. I added a stereo system. It couldn't fit up here anywhere, so I put it down here, and it doesn't bother me at all. It sounds beautiful, looks clean, and I've really enjoyed having that sound system there. It's got rod storage under here. Now, you can put the rods all the way back there into the front, but I've noticed that keeping them here to where they don't fall is like the most comfortable place to have them. It goes into the front as well, and there's also a SeaDek along the sides here to protect from hitting those walls. Small little detail, but first thing I noticed when I saw this boat was like the detail in all the work and just how beautiful they make these boats. Now, right behind this, I'll lift up real quick, is your access to all your electronics in here. So this is the NEMA 2000 setup that I put in myself. You can see my speakers in the amper right there. Simrad is right there. And it's just easy access to all these electronics that I ever need to mess with. goes right on. Got 2 cup holders that have little runoff things, so the water will run straight through. And I believe they go into this. Onto the center console. Now you can get this boat with different options. You can get a side console to where it's over here and you have all of this open, which a lot of people argue that's better since you have more room in the boat, but I just love the idea of having the console here in the center just for balance, and it just makes sense. I never have any issue walking up and down the gunnels. I will say the only negative is if you do have rods here, you just have to be careful not to step on them. If you're not paying attention, you can accidentally do that. I've got all my switches right here: nav lights, anchor light, bilge pump, bait pump, spreader lights, and cabin lights. The cabin lights are absolutely beautiful. They're underneath here, up in the top, and they are blue, and it just lights up and is absolutely beautiful at night. The spreader light, however, is this weaky little dink of a light, which honestly does not do much. If you're gonna do night fishing and you need to see well, just use your phone's flashlight or bring a flashlight. The steering on this is so smooth. It is incredible compared to some other older boats I've driven. I really like the steering on this. Got the Simrad, I believe it's a Go 9 there. My trim tabs. Got the jack plate right on the handle, which this is what I meant by when I said I can literally get shallower than my Ginu. Having a jack plate on this can get this thing insanely shallow, especially when I'm pulling or using the trolling motor. I've got 2 USB charge ports right here and the little plug for a car charger there as well, which is really nice to have. This is more access to all the electronics and the battery right here, and this can just pull right up and out as well. So you can have all that room and access right there. Shuts nice and easy. One big complaint about a lot of boats is water piling up in the boat, and I have never had an issue with water being in this boat with these drains and how it drains back here, which is absolutely beautiful. Onto the back of the boat, these 2 seats, which this folds down, and this makes a beautiful little back seat back here for 2 people. When you fold this up, you can open these up, and these are 2 giant compartments. Now, I think they would do well as a cooler. The only thing is they do have drains inside that you can't plug, and I'm not sure how well they would hold ice. But how much space is in these things is crazy. Like, I have all my tackle that I've ever need in here. This is standing straight up. And this is all my electronics and gear, and I've never had any issue with this not being dry, because once again, it's lipped and the water just runs through all of this. It never gets inside here. Really easy access to your filter. And this is some access into under there, which I've had to use to set up the Nema 2000, and it was flawless. Once again, you can see the SeaDek work underneath these seats. Just sort of adds that extra pad. When driving, always make sure you lock these, because these things will come open when driving if these aren't locked. Then you can put this back down. Beautiful engraving of the Beavertail logo there. Got SeaDek up here on the polling platform, which is absolutely beautiful. Got a lot of just beautiful detail work in the stuff they do on these boats. I just think they're just made absolutely incredible. And I really like the look of this polling platform. I think it's beautiful. It has 2 rod holders back there. Got nice little steps to get up. You can see the steering mechanism there. It's got a 60 horsepower Suzuki, which I haven't had any issues with. I've loved it. Beautiful jack plate. And you can see the trim tabs. They're really nice trim tabs on there, Lanco. Inside here is your jack plate, your easy pump. One thing I really like is your plug stays on the boat, so you never have to worry about losing it. Here is the transducer. It's got this bump rail along the entire edge of the boat, and that is the beautiful Beavertail. I absolutely love this thing. This has been my dream boat for years and years now. I've always wanted to have a Beavertail, and when I saw the opportunity, I sort of pounced on it, and I'm just super thankful to have it. It has been amazing. Super stoked for all the memories it's gonna create. And came with a beautiful trailer as well, with Beavertail engraved logos on it. Really nice trailer. And I have had nothing but positive memories with this thing so far. My biggest complaint is the lack of standing rod holders. The only 2 on the boat are the ones back here on the platform, which is why I typically keep my Yeti on here, because it has rod holders here. I can easily just put some in right here, but I just haven't yet, because I don't like drilling in to this beautiful boat. But that is really the only complaint that I have had. Other than that, everything has been absolutely amazing with this boat. And if you have any more questions about the boat, feel free to comment down below. I'll do my best to answer them. If I don't have an answer, I'll try to find one for you. If there's anything I didn't cover, once again, just let me know. I'll see if I can answer. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the boat, because I know I do. And I'm just excited to get out in the water and just catch some Mogans on this thing. Appreciate you. Stay tuned for the next one. Peace.